Valuable members of our world of education, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all with the most heartfelt sentiments, longing and affection. I would like to thank each one of you for accepting our invitation and enrich our table of love on behalf of myself, my wife and my nation. From all around our country, from 81 of our provinces, our teachers have come to this meeting, and I'm very pleased to be together with our teachers coming from all around Turkey. Welcome to the presidential complex, the House of the Nation. I hope and pray that the 24th of November, the Teachers' Day, would be auspicious for all our teachers, for our country and for our nation. But in your presence, on behalf of myself, my wife and my nation, I would like to thank all our teachers. By taking this opportunity, I once again would like to pray for the soul of Arzu Özsoy, who was martyred in Istiklal street terror attack, and also our teacher who fell victim to terror in Sarıkamış. May their eternal place be heaven. May God make their eternal place heaven. Our teachers who are sacrificing their lives in order to raise the future generations, we should be commemorating their presence. We are here thanks to the efforts and endeavors of our teachers. If I am a president today, the seeds of this career have been planted by my teachers, and thanks to them we have climbed to this position. We didn't come to this position randomly. One of the sentences written in a letter by one of our students of our teacher was really important. He said that I am alive thanks to you, teacher. The Monument of Martyrs, whose opening ceremony that we open today, is an humble expression of our gratitude to our teachers. Thanks to the sacrifices that they have made, there are many teachers who have registered their names in the history of our education, and we will never allow those 192 of our heroes and their names to be forgotten. Likewise, for every drop of blood shed by those traitors, they will pay the price and they will be held accountable for their perpetrations. Our armed forces carry out cross-border operations and airstrikes in the northern part of Syria and Iraq. As a result, they are destroying the dens and caves of the terrorist organizations. Right now, there are, unfortunately, political parties who are uneasy about those developments. They are concerned with those cross-border operations. Why? The intelligence forces, the police forces and the Turkish armed forces carry out cross-border operations, and they ask this question why they are dealing with those people. Yes, wherever there is a terrorist, then the security forces of this nation, together with the policies, the soldiers, will be there. We are not saying this for the first time. We will be in Gabar, in Cudi, in Tendürek. So, in a nutshell, wherever there is a terrorist, we will be there. Anyone who raises his hands to our teachers will be destroyed once and for all. That is how it is going to be. Until we eradicate the threat of terror to our country, we will continue to fight uninterruptedly inside and outside of our borders. Our sons and our daughters will be living in Turkey where the terror is not present in this 780,000 square meters. May God help our security forces. On this meaningful day, I wish healthy and prosperous lives to our teachers who have already retired from their positions. On behalf of myself, I would like to thank all my teachers who raised me to this point. I would like to pray for the souls of all my teachers who passed away, and I would like to state that I am kissing their hands who are alive, and the ones who passed away hopefully will be bestowed with the heaven as their eternal place. Distinguished participants, Hacı Bektashi Veli, one of the stars of Anatolia, says that the ignorance will be tackled with the wisdom, and the evil ambitions will be tackled with the capabilities, and the darkness of our hearts will be enlightened with love, as he says. So, one of the people who enlightens our spiritual lives and our intellectual lives, of course, are teachers. In our culture, the teacher is not a person who delegates information from one person to another, but the teacher, in a meticulous fashion, like a jewelry expert, will process that gem and will raise those fresh minds and educate those fresh minds. That's what the teachers are. Together with its wisdom and its experience, the teachers will raise and get our sons and daughters ready for future. As a result, the teachers are the one who will be taken as a role model and whose path will be followed. So this fact and this reality is articulated by one of our teachers, and he said that being a teacher means being able to touch to a life of one person. So I am certain that, and without a doubt, that there have been many teachers in our lives who extended their helping hands to us during our challenging times and who encouraged us at the face of difficulties. I'm certain that we all have a teacher whom we will never forget. Many of us, thanks to our teachers, served to this nation, to this country, and thanks to our teachers we have learned how to serve to our nation, tolerance and patience. As a result of those features and characteristic traits, our teachers are not only the main pillars of our education, but they are also the architects of our character. Starting from the kindergarten, for 13 years, our teachers are putting utmost effort and prepare our kids to the university exams, and as a result, a system who will marginalize those teachers will, of course, fail to succeed. Turkey suffered from such kind of system in the past. After we have undertaken the responsibility of governing this nation, we have put the education to the first place as our first priority. As the means of Turkey improved and as Turkey got stronger, we did our best to reflect those developments and improvements to the lives of our teachers. For the last 20 years, we have taken many historical steps in order to ensure that our teachers can work safely and securely. With the kindergartens, primary school, secondary school, and high school and universities, in a nutshell, in every level, we have achieved many educational institutions. We have increased and indeed doubled the number of our classrooms. As a result, we have tackled the issue of crowded classrooms, which was the bleeding wound of this country in the past. I have studied in a classroom of 75, and as far as I remember, there were in the past the classrooms with 120 kids, but right now the number of students per classroom is below 20. So this didn't happen all of a sudden and randomly. This is thanks to the endeavors that we have put forward. We wanted the next generations not to suffer from all those troubles that we had in the past. We wanted our kids to raise themselves as ideally as possible. As a result, the number of the students per teacher dropped to 15 in primary school, and it dropped down from 18 to 13 in the secondary schools. From the sport rooms to library to labs to the smart boards, we have equipped with the modern technology all our classrooms. As we have invested heavily to the infrastructure of our education, we didn't ignore or overlook our teachers, who are the most essential part of the education system. We have assigned and appointed a total number of 759,000 teachers, thereby strengthening the army of our educators. In another saying, 75 out of every 100 teachers have been appointed by our government. As this is the case, this year we have allocated the lion's share of our budget to education. 20 years before, the budget allocated for education was a mere 7.5 billion Turkish liras, including but not limited to the higher education. We have increased the budget allocated to the education to the level of 321 billion Turkish liras. So the budget negotiations go on, but we have defined the next year's education budget as 651 billion Turkish liras. If God is willing, in the upcoming period, we will do our best to meet the needs of our education sector, and we will continue to take the necessary steps accordingly. Valuable teachers, the education is no such a kind of activity that you can go through the momentum and through the motions. So from the development of our teachers in every field of education, we should be open for innovations. Of course, every change brings along many challenges as well. However, at the end of the day, the added value that will be produced thanks to those innovations will be enjoyed by our teachers, our students, by all this nation. We have carried out our reform activities regarding the education with this understanding. We didn't try to save the day, but we try our best to shape the future and build the future. Rather than seeking after short-term benefits, we have always indulged ourselves for doing what is best for this nation. Every decision, every reform regarding the education has been carried out after long consultations. We have assessed pros and cons of such steps, and that's how we designed our reforms and executed them. The teaching profession law, which was a 60-year old dream for our teachers, have come to life with such kind of understanding. So our aim with this law was to build a career system, at the same time improve your social and personal rights. After the profession law is enacted, without taking into consideration what kind of gains that it can provide, they were the ones who tried to provoke our teachers. Based on all lies and misinformation, they tried to plant the seeds of instigation between our teachers and our state. Calling upon boycotting this law, they tried to prevent our teachers from benefiting the rights granted to them through the enactment of this new law. But thanks to God, our teachers didn't fall into this dirty game.
Devletimizin kendilerine sunduğu tarihi fırsata sahip çıkan öğretmenlerimiz
By embracing the historical opportunity presented to them by our state, our teachers have also given the necessary response to those so-called political middlemen. So more than 85% of our teachers have applied to this career system, and 99% of them have completed their training, and they have undertaken this exam. And more than 900,000 of our teachers who have completed their master's degree have been kept exempt from this exam. That's why I would like to thank all our teachers who held on to their careers and their profession. Within the scope and framework of this law, today I will be announcing the number of head and expert teachers who have received this status. 422,368 of our teachers who applied for the status of expert teachership were successful. 516,974 of our teachers have received the status of expert teachers. 66,422 of our teachers have been successful and become the head teachers. And 257,000 of our expert teachers have been exempt from exam as they have completed their doctoral trainings. So 666,679 of our teachers have received the right of becoming an expert teachers. Due to the extraordinary success that they have shown and not falling into the dirty games, I would like to congratulate all our expert and head teachers. I also would like to congratulate the Ministry of National Education for managing this process as swiftly as possible, which will bring along many gains to our teachers. Valuable guests, hopefully we will build the century of Turkey and we will leave a country much more prosperous and peaceful to our kids. I will conclude my remarks with the statements of Nurettin Topçu, one of the ex-teachers. The revolution starts with the schools, and every nation has their unique schools. By taking the human being from the cradle and leading him all the way to the graveyard, the higher responsibility will be falling upon the teachers.
Evet, bugün şu muhteşem salonda bulunan her bir kardeşimin omuzlarında taşıdığı mesuliyeti,
The responsibilities that are shouldered by every one of our teachers present in this room is high, and I'm certain that you will be shouldering those responsibilities as successfully as possible. So I also would like to congratulate our magnificent choir comprised of our teachers. May God open our path forward and destiny bright. So with those thoughts in my mind, once again, I wholeheartedly congratulate your Teachers' Day. I wish all of you a healthy and prosperous life, and I wish you to meet many prosperous and healthy Teachers' Day. I once again hope and pray for the souls of all our teachers who are martyred due to the terrorist attack. I would like to thank each one of you for participating in this meaningful meeting. I would like to thank each one of you separately. Within your presence, I would like to extend my gratitude to all our teachers. I salute you all with love and respect. Stay in health.
Etaplarından dolayı Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan'a şükranlarımızı ve saygılarımızı arz ediyoruz ve zat-ı devletlerini bir müddet daha sahnede misafir etmek isteriz gün anısına hediye takdimimiz için efendim. Gün anısına hediyelerini takdim etmek üzere bir kez daha Milli Eğitim Bakanımız Sayın Mahmut Özer'i sahneye davet ediyoruz. Buyurunuz Sayın Bakanım. Efendim bizler de hediyemizin mahiyetinden bahsetmek isteriz. Hem Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımıza hem de siz kıymetli konuklarımıza bu hediyemiz, bu eser Hattat Ahmet Koç'a ait olan orijinal Celi Sülüs ayeti kerime Muhammed Suresi 7. ayet meali: Ey iman edenler, eğer siz Allah'ın dinine yardım ederseniz